jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side, A-side, A-side. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know what it is. The first in the building. Martin King Boxing is on deck. Get your hot grease Saturday time to chow down. Yes, we already know what it is. I need some information. You know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be possible without the hottest chat in the MFing game. I always tell people it's quality over quantity. Any time of the day, I'll take quality over quantity any day. Because when I look at the chat, I know who the F is in there. You know what I'm saying? And I know who's going to participate, who's going to talk their shit, and who actually know about the sport. Shout out to y'all, man, for doing your thing. Carlos Rosado is in the building. What's good with it, Carlos? WCS salute. We on deck, no doubt. No doubt. I am Cam Edwards is in the building. What's good with it, Cam? Hot grease session. Yes, we have to, you know what I'm saying, continue to serve the community. That's all. I have to give back to the community. And therefore, you know, what's the best way to get to the heart? By food. You know what I'm saying? Serve them what they want. That's all I can say. Serve them what they want. It says, you know, these social media warriors don't want that fight. Like, we understand Bud has been the energy. They're just trying to stay relevant. Shout out to the News by Shaw News and Sauce Experience, a.k.a. Team Tucker Official, media marketing agent. You know what I'm saying? Doing big things over there. Definitely check him out. Support the brother. No doubt about it. MD Mills on deck. What it do, MD? Appreciate that info that you drop. You know what I'm saying? All the time. One love to you, man. Arnold Brown on deck. What it do, Arnold? Appreciate you pulling up today. Let's get down to the principles of it all. I have to first start with the port. Then I'm going to go to the starboard. The left and right. Teofimo Lopez, Jerron Enzo, whatever. I choose to do. But this is developing to a full blown case of, once again, boxing fans being confused, delirious, and they really don't know what they want. You know what I'm saying? Look, they're treading lightly now, man. They treading lightly because, like we said, man, that aftermath has been terrible. Now that we've seen him in the local food mart, you know what I'm saying? That rematch doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. And just like I mentioned to you, due to the business part of it, that fight wasn't going down. And it's amazing that everybody, chose to follow suit after that. You know what I'm saying? I like when they don't trust what I say, but they're busy up here leaving super chats and someone who just creates storylines that's totally false. I look at it like those are individuals that I don't need to be around because I don't, if I can't learn anything from you, if I can't get that education, then I'm keeping my distance. Real talk. So when I put it out there that the fight not happening, right? Before that, did I not say, how can this old man be out here? I did several live streams. How can he be the age he is and none of these fighters are calling him out? Why? Why are none of these fighters calling him out? Why aren't they calling him out? I know they heard me. I know these fighters heard me, man. They was just waiting to the best time to act like they want to call him out. I said, why aren't these names? Why isn't Bud Crawford name in the sky like a SOS signal? Why isn't these guys trying to send some type of signal that can be seen miles away that they're trying to fight this man? Any other older fighter in boxing, you would have fighters be like, yeah, I definitely want to fight that. Pacquiao, I want to fight him for the name. Well, not so much Bud Crawford for the name. You know what I'm saying? You used to hear these guys say, I want to fight Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, I want to fight Manny Pacquiao. Everybody, oh, that's going to be a good fight. When he was fighting Adina Sugas, oh, that's going to be a good fight. Keith Thurman, oh, that's going to be a good fight right there. But Bud, he ain't in his 40s yet, but, I was saying to myself, why are these guys calling him out? How can you be that afraid? And I guess, it rubs some people the wrong way. And they attempted to. You know what I'm saying? Bill Haney them didn't call him out, but they was more so leading it in the direction like they basically hated on him. They pretty much said that how can he get credit for fighting a weight drain Spence? And when this situation came out about an eye, he had cataracts and all that. Bill Haney turned back around when Teofimo attempted to basically puppetize the media once again and talk about Crawford's resume and say he fought nothing but handicapped fighters. You know what I'm saying? That's what Teo put out there. And then Bill came back and said, Teo, stop playing. You don't want that work. No, Bill, I've been saying none of y'all want that work. None of you all. You know what I'm saying? Not Teofimo Lopez, not Boot Ennis, not Devin Haney. None of y'all want that Crawford work. He's there at 47. It clearly looks to me that the fight isn't going down for the rematch. Clearly, there are some other situations that we haven't even been able to witness a fight schedule for 2024. We're damn near at the halfway mark of January, and we still haven't got a PBC fight schedule. And I'm going to touch on the Al Haymon situation just a little bit later. So Teofimo Lopez, one of my favorite fighters, right? Somebody who I've been, supporting. And I've had my time where I criticized him because, he had been on record as calling Wilder a bitch. And then he sat up there and made a comment about black fighters. But that didn't really rub me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? It was just if you say top rank and have the black fighters and you're a minority, that don't rub me wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows how to puppetize. He knows how to get a rise out of those who are listening to him. He loves that, man. He has perfected that shit. He's a manipulator, a media manipulator. That's what T.O. does, man. He's good at it. He made that shit known a long time ago that these guys don't know how to talk to the media. They don't even take enough time and effort to know how to market themselves. If they took more time to know how to speak to the media, that would be good promo for them. But they just act like they don't want to do it. He was right, man. I got to give him his props. But with the Crawford situation, I felt that you was hating. I felt UTO was hating on Crawford because, one, you decided to come out and do this while he was contractually binded. Then you get on the Fight Hub and you want to double down. You want to double down and say, well, okay, I really wasn't trying to be disrespectful. It's just trash talk. You know what I'm saying? I got respect for him. It's all about fighting the best. And I want to fight the best. But before I put that video out and said there was nobody calling him out, only then Teofimo want to come out. Probably another content creator, got in T.O.'s ear and said, hey, man, he's saying nobody's calling him out. This would be a perfect time for y'all to call him out. Absolutely none of them fighters was calling out Terrence Crawford at that time. They were mentioning his name a little bit in an indirect way, but they wasn't calling him out directly. Then T.O. came on here and called him out directly, which I feel that he was just being a clout ranger. That's all he was, being a clout ranger. What do you mean by a clout ranger, the WCS? That's a person that took the time and they felt like the little open range, the open layer, so to speak, the landscape was clear. You know what I'm saying? They know they can ride across there and kick up dust, you know what I'm saying, on their Shetland pony. And he knew Crawford was tied the fuck up. He knew he was obligated. This wasn't after Spence came out with the eye. This was before. So, T.O. decided to be a clout ranger and mention Crawford's name. And knowing damn well that Crawford would be an extremely tough fight. They've talking to Danny Garcia. They've talking to multiple fighters about that fateful night, man. That fatal, damn near fatal T-Mobile massacre that went down in Vegas. They done asked so many fighters for the input. So many. Teofimo knows that Crawford has levels to that. Teofimo knows what Bomac said prior to going in there and committing a near homicide. He said, you have not went up against me nor my staff. He said that to a coach who had already gotten an award for Coach of the Year, a Trainer of the Year, whatever you want to call it. The gall and the cojones and the professional intellect for him to basically call out that particular person for not being on the level that he think he is, even though he stood in front in a black and white affair, black and white suit, a black, what they call it, a black tie affair. He came in there in the black tie affair. He accepted the award, but then when he got on the stage, it's almost like Bomac never even recognized his accolade. That's because he knew that they was better prepared than Team Spence ever would be, and they proved it. T.O., I have to say the same thing to you that I said leading up to that fight. I have to say the same thing. You know what I'm going to say there, T.O.? I don't see you outthinking Terrence Crawford in that ring when it comes to boxing IQ. I don't see your father out-coaching Brian Bomac in that fight. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't need cataracts not to see it. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, T.O., I don't see you with the IQ to be able to go in there and tactically outthink Crawford in a match. Now, would I want to see the fight? Hell yeah. I'd like to see you step in there because I got mad respect for what you did in 14 fights. How you left the WBC tournament because you all saw the storm ahead. Not the storm in a bad way like you couldn't handle it. You saw the storm where that particular tournament wouldn't benefit you. Lomachenko wasn't gonna freaking fight after that, after winning that belt with Luke Campbell. He told Mauricio Suleiman that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all saw the writing on the wall that it would have served no purpose for you to stay over there and just fight for an interim title. So you redirected your travels and went and had a title eliminated with Masayoshi Nakatani, won that fight, undefeated fighter, then stepped in there in your 15th fight and won the championship, the IBF championship. And then the very next fight, you fight the pound for pound best up there at top 2. And you go in there and get the win. That's some legendary shit. I'm not going to lie. That's some legendary shit. But see, when you step in there with Crawford, it's going to be legendary. You know what I'm saying? It'll be legendary that you have the opportunity to fight a legend. Me saying that I don't think you can outbox him with your boxing IQ doesn't take away from what I've seen in the ring. But we have to go back to Sandor Martin. Why couldn't you adapt and make adjustments? Why were you fighting the whole fight the same way and you kept on putting yourself in trouble? What was going on with that fight? You and Crawford's boxing IQ, well, you know, as long as he's active, you're talking about wisdom and everything. It's not on the same stratosphere, bro. And your father, I got mad respect for Lopez Sr., but he can't outcoach Bo Mack. He cannot. I know you said recently that you and your dad finally figured it out. I think I heard you say that before. I think I heard you remediate that before, you know, several fights ago. But your pops can't outcoach Brian Bo Mack, bro. So the fact that you're calling them out is not going to do anything for WCS. You know why? Because it comes down to a point where you know Crawford's not available. You know what I'm saying? You don't sit up here and tell your friends, oh, I'm going house hunting. I'm looking at this house right here. Look at it. And it's an extravagant home, and you want to show it off to everybody. Look at those pictures right there. Look at that picture. And then somebody else be nosy and say, let me go up here and look at this house and shit myself. Because all he got is screenshots. They go up there and actually look at the listing, and the house has already been sold. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get from this shit with Crawford. He's tied up. He hasn't quite made it known yet when he's told, you know, he's absolutely free from this tragedy, this near tragedy. He has to get out of that situation. As for Jaron Ennis, let's talk about Mr. 31-0. You know what I'm saying? Mr. 31-0. I can't even begin to compare Jaron Ennis to Teofimo Lopez. As I talk about boxing IQ, neither one of these guys, Teofimo Lopez or Jaron Ennis, has the boxing IQ of Terrence Crawford. Neither one of them. They're both athletic, yes, indeed. But when you talk about superiority when it comes to athleticism and understanding, you know, your overall composition when it comes to strength, you know what I'm saying, versatility, you know, and implement that in the correct manner so it effectively is applied to basically disrupt the rhythm of your opponent. You know what I'm saying? To seize the moment, to dominate, to go out there and show your opponent they don't belong in the ring with you. That's pretty much what Crawford has proven. But see, what I know from both Ennis and Teofimo Lopez is that they can say they're champions. They can say they're champions. So how do we balance this out, right? Okay, obviously when it comes to credentials, Teofimo leads the way. It's not even in the same area code when it comes to what Teofimo did and what Jerron Ennis, his people did. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about someone who ran the gauntlet and fought Nakatani, Comey, Lomachenko, ran the gauntlet. Teofimo ran the gauntlet. His father was out here saying, yes, this is what he's going to do. Best believe this is what he's going to do. My son is going to be champion in 15 fights. He did it. Lomachenko's scared. He's scared. Well, then beat Lomachenko. But Boots, on the other hand, that's why I had to start off with Teo. I had to get y'all invested in the energy. Because Teo, he's official. What he's been able to do, he's official. You know, when it comes to his achievements, right? In order for him to level change, when it comes to wearing that jacket, you know what I'm saying? Having that chest plate where you have a name like Crawford on there. Lomachenko wasn't that name like Crawford. I'm not talking about no Olympics, but let's be honest. Lomachenko had a loss on his record already, and you know his resume was okay. His resume was okay. Real talk. I mean, his resume was okay. He had 2 gold standards, but what my criticism is Lomachenko is that if he was so good, he would have recorded those fights from the WBS prior to him actually going into the professional ranks to be registered, for his fights to be now registered. He had several fights prior to his box rec becoming official that they didn't want recorded. They didn't want the fights recorded. They didn't have confidence. This is a grown man over there beating up kids. So yes, I still give respect to him, you know, being on the pound for pound list, but he had a lot of, you know, he had a lot of light in front of him. Those 2 gold medals were his headlights. Those were his force, you know, when he came over here, man. You see them goddamn beaming headlights on bright. 2-time gold medal champion facility. Lomachenko. That's all you heard. But Ennis, where's your Chinko? Jerron don't have no Chinko. He don't has no Blinko, no Ninko. I mean, out of 31 professional fights, brother, and 28 knockouts, I mean, you just stroll through that motherfucker, boy. If you got some time on your hands, if you about to on your way to church and you say, let me just take this turn right here and stroll down the block a little bit. It's not gonna take too much time. You stroll down the block, man. I'm just saying, Jerron. You know what I'm saying? You and Teofimo Lopez's name have come up a lot. And see, y'all get mad at Teo and what he said about black fighters at top rank and also him criticizing Crawford. But you all don't listen to me. You don't listen to what I said, how Teo told me back in the day, how you all, you know what I'm saying, you fighters rather, refuse to learn how to market yourselves in the media. You rather just don't talk to the media. And then when you get in front of the camera, you're so boring as hell and plain, you know, no one wants to damn see you in an interview. Nobody. Every time Teo gets in front of the camera, something astounding comes out. But when it comes to you, and as you get in front of the camera, you have the opportunity to reciprocate the same type of energy Teo was reciprocating. You had the opportunity straight up and straight out. Call out Crawford and let it be known. But you said Barrios and Stantionis. And see, as black fighters, how do you expect to get ahead? How do you expect to get your name up there? You know what I'm saying? In front of Latino fighters that's out here getting all the shine. They're doing all the interviews. But yet you have black fighters out here that don't want to talk to the media. And then they get in front of the media. They got attitudes and shit. Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Y'all get mad because Teo say he's black from the waist down. But yet when it comes to Crawford, he's saying, I'm calling him out. Why wouldn't I want to be great? I'm calling him out. I want that fight. once he gets clear of this situation with Errol Spence, I want that fight. I mean, T.O. put it out there. He said, I want the fight. What more do you want? I didn't hear Ennis say that. And these are two names everybody continue to put into the wheelbarrow and push that motherfucker up the hill, turn it around, and get a running start, and goddamn take a leap of faith. Head swelled up, eyes bleeding, lip cut. They continue to take the same freaking punishment, bro. Y'all can sit up here and y'all doing the same thing you did to Spence. You'd rather talk shit about Crawford instead of talking shit for Ennis. Because I'm going to tell you, T.O.'s fan base is not going to do that. T.O.'s fan base is not going to do what those fan base did. They're busy talking about the opponent instead of talking about the fighter who they want to see fight that opponent. Y'all spend too much time talking about Bud. But T.O. said, I have no problem. Why wouldn't I want to fight him? And then, he said all this shit was handicapped and all this other stuff. T.O. know what it is, man. He knows that's going to be an extremely tough fight. But he already has a loss on his record. You know what I'm saying? He's already know what the challenge is going to be like. I mean, just off the eye test, he knows it's going to be an extremely tough fight. Period. He knows it's going to be an extremely tough fight. But what I can appreciate and respect is that he's going out here doing what the other fighters want. He's continuing to make it controversial. He's continuing to let people know that, yeah, I want that fight. I want that fight. And that is a damn good fight in light of them just trashing the rematch between Crawford and Spence. That's a very, very interesting fight. Real talk. Let me get to this chat right quick. Shout out to everyone. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. What's good? Bud serving up hot plates of L's out on a special. I like that. Slick. You know what I'm saying? He said Bud serving up a hot plate of L's out on a special. That's what I'm talking about. Serving up L's, man. I wonder if they baked or fried there, Carlos. Is it Cajun? It got to be hot. It got to be hot, Carlos, because they ain't trying to touch it. You know what I'm saying? It got to be too spicy, man. Shared already and sent the cash app. Well, let me check that out. I didn't even see that Marlon King. Shout out to Martin King Boxing, man, with the $5 in the super chat cash app head banger. You already know, man. One love to you for supporting the channel. You know what I'm saying? Donating to the channel and absolutely physically interacting with the channel and showing your support. I appreciate it, man. The best bet is to leave Bud alone while he's inactive because he know what happens when he does get active. That's a fact. Let's talk about Jaron Ennis. Ennis, you and I have somewhat the same skin color, but that's not going to save you, you know what I'm saying, from this hot grease, bro. When you talk about quantity over quality, that doesn't even sound right when you look at your box rec, brother. See, what they're attempting to do with you, Ennis. Now I'm gonna give you the whole itinerary on how they tried to play you, Ennis. So basically, before this fight happened, July 29th, they was already trying to boost you up and get you in the picture. That's before they press send on that request for you to get your first world title. I'm just saying, this is before all that. What they attempted to do is have you as an Errol Spence replacement. Because, you was over there with Showtime and they say, oh, he's a nice guy. He don't say much. That's just like Errol Spence, Ennis. But see, every fighter has their own special dynamic. and your popularity barometer is different from Errol Spence popularity barometer, because in Texas he built up. He's been around there so long that he had a pretty large fan base there. I don't know what it's like. It might have went from 100 down to 33%. I don't know what happened after July 29th, but they attempted to drag you into their misery there, Ennis, because they felt that Errol Spence was on his way out. He was about to punch his ticket. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't know what was happening. They were saying they wanted to see Ennis Spence, but they wasn't sure. Once everything started to reconvene, when Crawford beat David Avanesian and they found out the fight was actually going to happen in 23, they start to look at it like, okay, we know Spence is going to win, so Boots deserved that shot. They automatically drug you into it, Boots, knowing damn well your box rec say you need to fight some more opposition. The reason why I'm saying this, Ennis, I'm going to call you Ennis because, it's just something about a pair of boots that hasn't been really worn. You know what I'm saying? Being in the military, that means you ain't marching. You ain't been marching enough. But just get back to the topic. I'm looking at it like this, Ennis, that I know you was climbing the ladder, brother. I know they wanted to take their time. I know you was involved with Cameron Duncan for a minute, and you had to handle that situation with Victory Box Promotions and Chris Menendorf and all them cats. I know it. But that doesn't negate the route you chose to take with the level of competition that you chose to face. You chose to face mediocre competition. You sure did. You chose that. You chose that. That was you. You chose that. They are tempting you to bring you over and get you situated and have you lined up in the WBO all the way up to the point where I guess you got the green. I mean, you got the bat phone call and they say, hey, we want to move you over here to the IBF because, that's where we really want to be at with Spence. And we're hoping he's the one win. Because most of the guys over there in Philly in that gym was going for Spence. And they felt that Boots would definitely fare well against Spence due to all the other collateral, situations that we already know that was going on. All the residual effects that they believe that was affecting him from the accident. He had several belts at the time, 3 belts. And they felt that would be the easy route. They just didn't want to say it. They was at the WBO, but they choose to leave. So when you punched your ticket over there, nobody was holding you accountable for it there, Ennis. They just felt like that's what he should do. That was a smart move. That was a smart move. But that's because the influence around you, they all was saying the same name. They didn't like Crawford, so they were saying, oh, Crawford didn't do this, Crawford do that. You was buying into the shit. You know what I'm saying? You was buying into the shit, Ennis, with food stamps, Groupons, EBT. You was buying into that shit with pesos. You had every type of currency, that you could possibly have besides U.S. currency. And you was buying into the damn criticism they was putting on Crawford. In the meantime, you was eyeing Errol Spence. And you was eyeing him so much that you didn't think he would ever walk into the ring and look the way he did. Y'all actually was looking at his opponents and him fighting Crawford, and y'all couldn't see him losing. All along, people are saying, Ennis, and this was wild, because when Crawford was trying to fight Errol Spence with every one of his welterweight opponents being stopped, they were saying he didn't even deserve this shit. Like he should fight somebody else. He fought Kell Brook and Sean Porter. It's excuses. Excuses. One of the most pathetic fan bases in boxing. But when you came along, Ennis, they kept using this D word all the time. They say, Ennis deserves. Ennis deserves. Hell no. They weren't saying that about Crawford deserves. They never said that about Teo deserves. They never said Teo deserved the shit. When Teo decided to negotiate a higher pay to face Lomachenko, I commended him for that. I said, God damn, the cojones on Teo. Okay. Because that was a fight that he could have lost. That was a legacy fight for Teo. Then that's after him going in there beating Richard Comey. And then he sets up the fight for Undisputed with Vasily Lomachenko. He go directly into the fight with Vasily Lomachenko. He knew that's what he wanted. He knew. But see, the route you took, this what irks the hell out of me when these black content creators want to always put race into it, because Teo, know how to poke the motherfucking bear and get y'all the freaking meow and shit. Y'all walking around here like y'all grizzlies, but when you open your mouth, it's just like little kitten purrs and shit. How could they say you deserve this shit, Ennis? You haven't fought anybody of notoriety. Ramon Villa fought Rashidi Ellis and got his name off of that. And then you fought a guy who was perfect for you stylistically to be right there. Mannequin challenge, right in front of you. High guard. You should have stopped him. You did what you were supposed to do. But my point is, out of the two of you all, why didn't you just take the approach that Teo did as a black fighter, and all that talk out of that gym, all the criticism, all the goddamn propaganda? You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, y'all was dogging the hell out of Crawford fight David Avanesian. Everybody was against, anything that Crawford, any move he made, right? But why didn't you do enough? Why, in the amount of fights you got, you couldn't make moves like Teo? All you had to do is keep Crawford's name in your mouth. But unfortunate for you, man, people praise you in sparring. You know what I'm saying? People praise you in sparring. When you was on Tank's undercard and you went up there and had that performance against Korean Chudikin, it was mediocre at best. And I remember seeing you in the hallway, Ennis, from the TV. And you was up there holding that IBF strap, and Tank walked past you. He probably said, what up, or whatever. But you was standing up there by yourself. And I'm saying, damn, Ennis is a long ways from home. Not exactly the home that you live. I'm talking about that boxing home where you want to be considered one of the greatest to ever do it. You are a long way from home. What Teofimo was able to do, I mean, look, he's already 2-division champion the right way. There's no disputing that. Do I believe he's a Clout Ranger? Yes. Do I believe you a Clout Ranger there, Jerron Ennis? Absolutely. Both you and Teo are Clout Rangers when it comes to Crawford. Because in order for you to criticize somebody as much as you did, that's both of you all. Why only now, with all, the fight being over with, for 6 months, we didn't hear a peep. Why him ask Jerron Ennis to his face, what would be one of the best fights? What would be the ideal situation for you? You said Mario Barrios and Stantionis. And I'm not going to lie, brother, I shook my head because I talk about black fighters being in the position of Canelo Alvarez. I say, how are you going to get to the position of Canelo Alvarez? You know what I'm saying? How? Floyd is retired. How are you going to get to the position of Canelo Alvarez where you get money regardless of who you fight? How are you going to get to the position of Gervonta Davis? How are you going to get to that position and y'all don't want to take risk? I mean, how many fights do you need to say, I don't give a fuck about my O no more? How many is it going to be? Both of you all, in a sense, y'all have the longest freaking airstrip there is. Y'all have ample amount of time to try to make this fight happen. I just want to know what you plan on. You know, when is the itinerary going to come out? When are we going to see, you know, when you're going to take that trip and line it up with Crawford? Especially you, Ennis, because they say you deserve. I never heard that shit, you know, when Crawford, he was trying to fight Spence. They say you deserve. Boots deserve. I'm like, why how can Boots deserve anything? This man picked up a Titleville administrative goddamn FedEx delivery. Now, that's not saying he ain't a good dude, man. That don't have shit to do with this. I'm talking about boxing, period. Strictly that. How do you deserve to step in there with a guy that's a champion, that's 3 weight divisions, 2-time undisputed, and they saying you deserve? How do you deserve to step in there with a unified champion, 3 belts, them fought big names, and all of a sudden they move you up the rankings in a blink and a sneeze? They move you up the rankings off a blink and a sneeze. The fighters you was fighting wasn't nobody, and they was still moving you up slots. You know what I can say, man, out of you and T.O., I know the one that'll get the fight first. I know the one. It'll be Teofimo Lopez. If he choose to keep Crawford's name in his mouth, and, you know, Crawford respond the way he did, you know what I'm saying, and people continue to pay attention, then Crawford's going to sign. You know, if it presents itself, they're going to get with each other or whatever and try to make this fight happen. And it's going to be a big fight. You can never place yourself in under the lights, the bright lights like that, with the consumers in the seats, with the price point being the way it is, and you saying to yourself, man, I'm about to finally get paid. I've been looking for a big payday. You're not going to do it by not speaking in the media, not being sure of yourself in the media, bro. Like, you see Teofimo in the media, he has no problem, no hesitation, no stuttering, no nothing. He goes in there and let it be known what's on his mind. But you just sit there like you're afraid to say certain shit, like you don't know what to say. All them people that talk over there, they can't take you through some PR classes. Did you not hear me when I said I seen Jaleel Hackett after a post-fight conference? I think it was Gervonta Davis's fight, Mario Barrios, I believe, down here in Atlanta. I forgot the guy's name, but he took Jaleel Hackett, sat him down, and they was teaching them how to handle the media and how to conduct themselves. You know, they was going through the routine, and I appreciated that shit. Because when it comes to communication, that's everything. You know what I'm saying? People can perceive you in many ways without opening your mouth. But when you open your mouth, it removes all doubt. You know what I'm saying? It removes all doubt. You got to be able to talk yourself into a fight the right way. If you're going up against Teofimo Lopez and Tio is going up against you, and they're trying to say, okay, who we want to see step in the ring, it's going to be Tio by a landslide there, Jerron. It's going to be a landslide because he's accomplished more than you, and he can talk shit better than you. And it doesn't have to be dropping the N-word all the time. It can be just straight up trash talking. You need media help, bro. You need to let your pops know, Bozy. Ennis needs some media preparation. He needs some class. That 31 victories that he got is not going to get him a $20 to $25 million payday with his personality, bro. Do you rather a black man like myself tell you what I see on the outside, or y'all want to take it as if I'm hating? Because I ain't a clout ranger, bro. I don't have no skin in the game with this shit. But if you're going up against a person that can conduct the interview and give you that meat that you're looking for, the potatoes, you know what I'm saying? Giving you the beverage to wash it down and continue to goddamn feed the appetite, they're going to pay more attention to that person. If they get on an interview with you, Jerron Ennis, all they doing is goddamn picking at their nose and shit, biting their nails. They looking to see if they got some mints or some freaking gum to chew on. They're like, shit. They looking at their phone. They playing Candy Crush and shit. Bro, you got to get it together if you want to compete with these guys. And you had a higher division. The wild part about it, Ennis, is that you at 47. You're at 47. You're currently a resident at 47. And the crazy part about it, man, I get the impression that you're just trying to wait for Crawford to freaking vacate those belts. Real talk, bro. You're a resident at 47. If you was consistently keep Crawford's name in your mouth, I wouldn't call you a Clout Ranger because you in his division. I would say that's what you're supposed to do, to do. That's what you should be doing. And then sooner or later, Crawford's going to respond. But Crawford's in the media telling you that you didn't make it happen twice already. And now you saying, send the contract. Send the contract. You can't play around with the top dog. You can't play around with them like that, bro. You think at his age and what he's accomplished and the money he's making, he wanna plea and beg and play this tennis match in social media? He don't have time for that bullshit. Yeah, he said what he said about Teo. He said, when you see me, you don't even look my way. You know what I'm saying? I think he called him a bitch ass ninja. Hey, Teo say he brushed that off. Okay, what else are you gonna do? Y'all cats don't understand. Like, majority of the fights I've been to where Crawford was on deck, whether it was supporting one of his stablemates or him fighting, I can't call which one is which, but I saw him wrestling almost every goddamn time, bro. The only time, look, I was even at the Stewart Hotel on the same floor. Me and Crawford got in the elevator at that time, and then Lopez Sr. got on the elevator. I still got the video. One of the first time I was on the elevator with Crawford, I really didn't know his personality and shit like that, and I held my phone up and tried to film that man without asking him. And he just looked like, damn. He kind of gave that Jim Jones like, man, you just going to sit up here and record me like that. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting an interview, though. Not the same day, but I ended up getting an interview. But the whole point I'm trying to make is I done seen him wrestling dudes all the freaking time. Shakur Stevenson, when he had a title fight with Jamel Herring, was wrestling with Terrence Crawford and his people in the lobby. This is a guy who has a championship fight. They're wrestling, man. I'm talking about when you're talking about locking up with somebody or seeing them in the lobby and all that. I mean, obviously Bud is a different type dude. So pretty much what I'm trying to advocate here, and it's just that you need to take some public speaking classes. In order for you to get that $20 million payday in your career, time is a ticking. Time is a ticking for you, Ennis. You're not a $20 million fighter. Not with that personality. You can sit up here and say, well, Canelo don't talk that much, but that's Canelo. His people, his country, and everybody, he's built that up. He's did something you didn't do, Ennis. He fought Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Teofimo Lopez didn't fight Floyd Mayweather, but he fought a Comey and a Lomachenko. You don't even have a Comey. You don't even have a Nakatani. Look, you don't even have a Nakatani, bro. But at the end of the day, when it comes to these two, y'all know what it is going on right now. You just seeing everything in social media. I consider both of you cats Clout Rangers until we get some definitive freaking news out there that they're in talks. From what the possible play is that Teofimo Lopez is in talks with Team Crawford. Until we hear that, y'all just clout rangers. Y'all just using the most popular name, heaviest the head who wear the crown. You're just using his name to keep yourself relevant until you get your next fight. That's all I'm saying. And Teo has his next fight coming up, a tough fight with Jermaine Ortiz. We got to see how you look in that fight. Of course I'm going for Teo in that fight. But for you, Ennis, what's going on? You on the shelf again? What's going on PBC? Can you do another interview? And shout out to YSM. You know what I'm saying? All love, brother. But can you do another video, interview with YSM and let the PBC, you know what I'm saying, bandits, can they let us know what's going on with the fight schedule? Do you know where your next fight is? Can you get in contact with Frank Martin? Because I was looking at Queens and things, and I didn't see him over there chilling and camping out. And it's like, hey, you know, trying to be all cool like it's a goddamn online social media slumber party. Yeah, all I want to do is, but I'll be back. Yeah, you know, man, I'll be back. You know, I'll be back at the end of the year. That year is gone. So if you can just get in contact with Frank Martin, you know, let the fans know when he's going to return. You know what I'm saying? People putting his name out there that he gonna be in there with Tank Davis, which makes absolutely no sense at all. A bunch of gibberish, because everybody else can line themselves up for a title, except him. How can you be with Man Down Promotions and you can't line yourself for a title? But Jerron, you know, do an interview. Let us know where the PBC schedule's coming out, please. I said please, man. PLS, please. And Teo, let us know when you think you're able to get on deck. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, truth be told, if you and Crawford fight that, Teo, it's not going to be a 50-50 fight, first of all. The odds, it's not going to be a 50-50 fight. So I'm going to love placing a bet on that fight, real talk. I'm going to love that. I think it's going to be a damn good fight if it happens. And y'all going to prepare very well and everything. But, to be honest with you, I don't see it going the distance, Teo. I don't see many people, you know, answering the final bell with Crawford after what we just witnessed last year and the year before that and the year before that, an opponent before that, and his entry into the damn division. I just don't see it going the distance. I just don't see it. Maybe I'll pull up and, you know, make a bet, a $20,000 bet with Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he's not betting on Crawford. He's definitely going to be going for you, Teo. You know what I'm saying? Because you and him seem to have like a little, you know, rapport going on before the fight where you told him power going to beat skills or whatever. Pressure is going to beat skills or whatever you said. I still remember that. So I know you're going to be betting for Teo, so maybe we can bet a $20,000 bet there, Errol Spence, if this fight happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you got the money. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I know you got the money, punching passports and everything. But back on topic, let's see which one of y'all can actually make it happen, man. At the end of the day there, Ennis, I don't think the fans are going to really be calling for you when it comes to the money. Crawford put it out there that you was a theater fighter. I'm going to let that sit with you for a while and get back to the chat. Crawford said she was a theater fighter, Ennis. See, them people over there might be a little bit too petty like me. And they might say, well. See, WCS don't know what he's talking about because if you look at it, Teo had fought on the big stage before, and they had him in the Hulu theater. See, he just hating on the brother. You know, come on now. Come on. You know, that was the difference. And one thing I can say about Teo is that when it comes for his career, who have you seen do a commercial like that, no shirt on, up there talking to the top execs in top rank? So that's why they want to see Teo, because what he has accomplished, you know, in what, 20 fights? You have 12 more fights more than Teo. 11 is posted on BoxRec to exclude the one from Chris Van Heerden. the no contest, the headbutt. But you have 11 recorded fights, 11 more recorded fights of experience. You're sitting at 31-0, 28 knockouts. But yet, Teo's the bigger draw. All right. Big Bounce Unboxing, what's good? What's good? Shout out to my guy, the Oracle himself. Trick Noti on deck. That he says, what's good with you? In the chat, I was arguing with the guy who said Bud ducking Boots. If they were to fight, I got Bud by train wreck, derailment. You know what I'm saying? Boots' lack of quality op gets him blasted. You know, the easiest word for them to believe to get them out of that situation, Trick, is to use the duck word. We're talking about people who's supposed to be adult age appropriate. They continue to use duck just as a dang easy way out of a complex situation, and them trying to prove that Boots supposed to be in there with Crawford based off resume. What is Crawford looking at? What is Bomac looking at? Red Spike's looking at? Esau? What is Steven Nelson looking at? What is anybody over there looking at on Ennis's record to say, no, you don't need to fight him. You don't need to fight him. What are they looking at? Seriously, what are they looking at, bro? Look, I'm gonna go on record as saying that, Ennis, I think Bud Crawford, if you and Bud Crawford was to fight anytime soon, I think it'll be easier than Spence. I think it'll be easier than Spence. Until you step in there and fight somebody with some notoriety, just like they was forcing that shit down Crawford's throat. You talking about somebody here already was a 3-division champion, and they said he ain't fought nobody, and he don't deserve to fight Spence. He don't deserve now. He was already a 3-weight world champion, formerly undisputed. And they were saying that ain't enough. But here you are, 31 victories in, no championship fights on your freaking resume. And they saying somebody's ducking you. Get out of here. Get the hell. Jessica, what's good? How you feeling, Queen? Appreciate you pulling up. Get out of here, man. What are they talking about, Trick? What are they talking about? Hey, you on deck. What's good? What are they talking about? Dan on deck, I see you. Sir Foul Player on deck. What's good with it, bro? D-Ray Live on the drive. Salute. I see you in the building. These dudes know Crawford the money man, but it comes with high risk and high damage. Tigers hunt food easy. Don't start talking about the Serengeti. Don't do it. Don't bring in those freaking savages, dog. See, I try to stay away from the Serengeti because it's almost like we need to keep it in the plaza area. You know what I'm saying? Keep it modern. We want to keep it nice and healthy. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to. Look, this is what I'm trying to say, man. I've been trying to do damage control, real talk, because I see the fragileness and I see all the goddamn eggshells all over the place. I say Humpty Dumpty was a lie. Cause it's a lot of these Spence fans fell off the wall and they couldn't put themselves back together. So when you bring up the jungle, don't do that, bro, because it's gonna bring back goddamn flashbacks, man. When they was goddamn there in that arena, when they had probably just finished eating a nice glizzy with slaw and goddamn chili on that motherfucker relish. You know what I'm saying? They said, oh, this is gonna be good. I gotta hurry up and eat this shit. Chasing it down with a nice Coke, only to vomit when the second round hit. They up there vomiting on the people in front of them. They're turning around, drooling shit on their mouth, looking at another content creator. Dude, it's pads. He's on pads, loaded gloves. Man, get the fuck out of here. Please don't bring up no goddamn savages, man. I am trying to go on a freaking journey of healing. I'm trying to perform my own social media ayahuasca. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my purpose right now. Jerron Ennis Esquire, Pretty Boy, Before the Money May. Yeah, man, like look, I don't say it. I'm not up here saying that all these fighters need to be garrulous, you know, and get their name out here and do that. You know, not all of them are like that. But okay, you still have to have a certain type of personality. So let me give you this example. The way Ennis jokes and play around in the ring, the way he always, you know what I'm saying, playing around too much in the ring and shit like that, that's what he should do out the ring when it comes to the freaking mic. You know, when he gets on the mic, it's not there. It's nothing there, bro. It's nothing there. It's like you picking up a damn seashell, man, and you put it up to your ear and you hear it. They say, okay, damn, you can hear the ocean in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you wanna goddamn pick that shit up, blow it, and use it as a motherfucking bugle. God damn, bro. I see Lopez doing a premature black backflip from a Crawford uppercut from hell. Hey, T.O. know damn well not to go in there and play around like that with Crawford. Listen, man, it's levels to everything in life. And when it comes to combat sports, it's just too much violence that separate them, bro. You know, Crawford has a kill switch that I don't see in a lot of other fighters. And people get mad when he goes on that rampage. It usually, the results are going to be that he's going to have a victim. That's the wild part about his kill switch. Like, he just don't go on the kill switch like Ricardo Mayorga used to do. He used to just throw wild-ass punches. You know what I'm saying? He just continue to load up. Just like I say with Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz, you know, he would throw, he'll load up on the right hand over and over and over and over again, bro. He just keep on loading up. Just continue to load up on that shit. I watched the fish hook fight today. Crawford yanked Errol Soul that day. The fish got hit different. Man, it was brutal, man. Like I said, it was brutal. And, you know, I just hope these guys, Teofimo and Jerron Ennis, you know, T.O.'s the one that's once again leading the pack. I was even saying this about, you know, with him and Haney was at 135. I was saying that Haney should just move up to 140. You know what I'm saying? Move up to 140 so he won't be playing catch up with T.O. But, you know, T.O. ended up losing the belts because if T.O. would have won, it would have been different. I'm just letting you know. I don't want to speak in hindsight as if I'm trying to downplay what Haney did. No, Haney's legitimate. He's official. You know, God, you know, whoever he worshiped, you know what I'm saying? It was on his side. Because if Teofimo Lopez would have won that fight with Kambosos, Devin Haney wouldn't have the spotlight that he have right now. Because I'm pretty sure T.O. would have vacated those belts. And then if he would have, you know, being he was already champion, him and Bill would have had to think of it as like, do we really want to spend a lot more time down here and it's getting tough for us to make weight too? Or do we really want to try to collect the other 3 belts? Do we? So it was a blessing that T.O. lost to Kambosos, who wanted to fight Lomachenko. Y'all remember when I was saying that shit, that he didn't want to fight Devin Haney? He was trying to fight who? Lomachenko, due to numbers, ticket sales, the history, you know, how Lomachenko was registered in Australia. His people want to see that fight. Yeah, he was looking for Lomachenko, and he had to go over there and fight the war, right? So that lined up freaking Devin Haney, and look what they did to him. Just because Lomachenko, look, Devin Haney paid the price for Lomachenko being called to combat, and Lou DiBella, and I mean not Lou DiBella, who was his freaking Lou DiBella is his promoter, but was it Peter Khan? I think. I forgot. I call him Cambozo so much. But he wasn't trying to fight Haney. He was trying to sit up here and sun him because he had the belts and shit. He wanted his motherfucking tour, and he ended up having to fight Haney, and they lowballed him. They gave him two bags of Dookie. They said, here are your 2 bags of Dookie to fight 2 fights in Australia. You know what I'm saying? So it was fucked up, but that's what they did. They was in a situation, in order for them to get the belts, they had to do it. So looking at it right now, even with Haney being at 140, that'll be a pretty decent fight right now. But Haney's showing like no signs that he want to fight Crawford. I mean, as big as he's been shown in between fights, he's showing no signs that that's where they want to go. Like this is why Canelo's able to go up here and just have these big fights. That's why his career has just skyrocketed. Off that one fight with Canelo, one fight with Mayweather where he was clinic. Floyd Mayweather put on a clinic. And ever since then, man, Canelo's been in the constellation. He's been in the goddamn boxing constellation, bro. You can't touch him. Every time that man go to the table, he's getting millions upon millions. So the black content creators always want to talk about what somebody said about a black fighter. Look at what's going on with these Hispanic fighters. Look at what's going on with the Xander Zayas, Puerto Rican fighter, the youngest to sign with Top Rank. Look at him. He's going to be, man, they promoting the shit out of him. And he knows how to do an interview. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to learn how to speak. I tell people all the time, the most people that ever criticizing me for so-called using big words from my own people. I'm talking about family too. Why don't you talk normal? I am talking normal. Anybody that tell you when they see me in person, I talk just like I am, chilling. But my own people, even in the military, when I used to sit up here and speak to certain people that was at high level, I didn't change I wasn't sounding like Carlton from Fresh Prince. But all I'm saying for the boxers, it's good to expand your vocabulary and still keep the same rhythm and flow. You know, learn how to put your words together. It requires you just to read a little bit and get in the rhythm and shit. It's not like Teo used big words, but Teo has a fluidity about it. He has a rhythm. His response time is very, very little. But he gives you quantity. He gives you a response to make you say, okay, let me talk about that. Oh, let me talk about that. What did he say about Rolly? Okay, let me talk about that. I'm just telling you, it's separation there, period, bro. The interview he did with Michelle Joy Phelps, can you imagine Jerron Ennis doing an interview like that? Like, she has over 20 time codes in that interview with the questions that she asked Teo. And people would look at me and try to call me an Uncle Tom and a coon and Sambo and all that shit, just for me speaking on some shit like this. But you definitely, as a fighter, you need to know how to promote yourself. Another fighter that knows how to speak in front of a camera, Jahad Tucker. Jahad Tucker knows how to do an interview. He knows how to do an interview, bro. He knows how to speak and give responses. Why do you think he was talking to the cameras during his fight? He was letting y'all know, hey, I know how to communicate. I know how to socialize. When he get to that point and get that world championship, man, it's over, bro. You're talking about somebody who definitely know how to speak to the general public and the fight fans. And he's going to be extremely marketable, more than he is now. It's only a matter of time, man. Y'all fighters got to learn how to speak. Y'all definitely, y'all got to take some classes. You're not going to get the $20-25 million paydays. I don't care how many interviews you do. If you're going up there and you don't have no freaking personality and don't nobody know what the fuck going on, whenever freaking T.O. wants to be seen, he either, if it's something controversial, it's not over the top. Like you had all these cats on here when he called Deontay stop being a bitch or whatever. People went crazy. Somehow he was racist and shit. But when I hopped on somebody's panel to talk about T.O. and they couldn't handle the heat, they went and got all the other people to come up there against me. When I was saying that T.O. beat Devin Haney, I got my money on freaking T.O. They want to talk about racism. They went in there and got 3 other black men to sit up there and try to prove me wrong. At that point, it wasn't even on boxing no more. You know how many? I'm just saying. I'm from an older cat speaking to you young dudes. You have to know how to speak. Yeah, we all can speak English, but you gotta know how to market and brand yourself. Them guys that I mentioned, like T.O., Jahad Tucker, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson know how to give good interviews. When he's talking to the fellas, he's quite different. But he can give an interview. Crawford can give a good interview. You never see him emote on demand. Like he get asked a question, he might give you some brow, some brow transitions from one inner emotion to the next. He might give you some brow transition. He kind of show you in a nonverbal way what he's thinking, right? But he don't go up there and lose his fucking mind when he's getting an interview. He knows how to speak in front of the camera. Gary Russell Jr. knows how to speak in front of the camera real good. There's plenty of fighters out there. Keith Thurman, one of the best. Keith Thurman is one of the best on-camera personalities in boxing today. I'm not going up here talking about, oh man, it's a lot of shit he says, but Keith Thurman knows how to talk up a fucking situation, dog. I listen to Keith Thurman talk that shit all the time. Shit, I watch Keith Thurman talk that shit all the time. Any time of the day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder is good in front of the camera. I remember Deontay used to talk so much that people said, oh man, he just here, he is rambling on. But look at him now. The man goddamn making millions upon millions. Telling you that his grandmother said he was anointed. Speak it, believe it, receive it. He told y'all that shit, man. He knows how to goddamn talk in front of the camera. What is good and bad. That's all I'm saying when it comes down to it. People going to be calling for Teofimo Lopez. But at the end of the day, T.O., Ennis, I don't think y'all really want that with Crawford. I think y'all just clout rangers at the end of the day. And, it's a good little breeze going on where y'all just want to damn spread your wings and say, yeah, this is a good opportunity, for us to, get some flight time in off Crawford's name. And I know you felt good that Crawford responded to you. I know it's good when cats finally get Crawford to respond to him. Hey, you probably felt good there, T.O. But my question to you is, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think where you at right now in your career, I don't think your boxing IQ is on the educational level when it comes to outthinking Bud Crawford in 12 rounds. I'm not saying you don't have no boxing IQ. I'm saying it's not on the level, the educational level, the intellectual level. I don't see your dad when it comes to boxing being able to outthink, outcoach Bomac from across that ring. I don't see it at all, bro. I don't see that shit at all. No, your pops know it. You know it. I know it. I don't see it. Lopez loved discrediting his brothers, Haney. You know how that is, the history they got. He wants millions, but his soul don't want it to be Haney. That's weak as hell. They gonna have to figure it out, cause freaking Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney has history. You know what I'm saying? They have history, and people go see that fight. If you want to talk about the damn 140-pound unification, they would like to see that fight. Long as Tony Weeks ain't refereeing the freaking fight. You know what I'm saying? Long as Tony Weeks ain't refereeing the fight, cool. They're gonna say his ribs was already caught up on some old reefs, and sharp was damaged. Yeah, man, they gonna talk about it was Ron. It was a strong current that day, and he was swimming around getting some cardio, and he got stuck in the current and hit the reef, and he damaged both sides of his rib cage. He ripped the gill in half. The gill still haven't healed. I don't know. W says Haney improves 100% after each fight. His last 4 fights, in my opinion. I don't know what I said about. The only thing I said about Devin Haney is that he hasn't really called out Crawford like that. I really didn't say anything about his improvement. The only thing I said, they had to take that 2 bags of Dookie and go fight in Australia. And even then, I was going for Haney. I said he was going to win. He was going to beat Kambosos. He did thoroughly. Death by 3,000 fucking jabs in the first fight. Then Kambosos wanted to come out there and act like he was a character in Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? Like he was some Marvel comic, moving all around the ring and shit, trying to fake somebody out. No, this is not Monday Night Football, bro. Still got beat up. But when it comes to Crawford's name, man, these cats ain't calling him out like that. T.O. is the only one that's been consistently saying some shit. It's not like it ain't been said, but T.O. is an opponent. You know what I'm saying? A possible opponent if he puts effort into it. You know what I'm saying? He's at 140. You know what I'm saying? He has the freaking accolades for the attention. And he's making that buzz a little bit louder. The buzz was so loud to the point where Crawford got on there and goddamn responded. I mean, that's what you want, man. Keith used to be good at it, but now Keith be just glad to get out the house from wifey. His smack talking is weak now. I disagree, bro. I think Keith Thurman, if you're basically reducing his appraisal when it comes to trash talking, it's only because he's been inactive. You know what I'm saying? He's been inactive, and he's just out here just lingering around. That's only, he's still talking shit though. Keith ain't no dummy when it comes to damn media, bro. I have to give him his respect on that. Like, I think your angle is he's inactive. Shut up. Until you get a fight, man, we don't want to hear shit you got to say. And look, if he has a wife that's making him happy enough to stay out the ring, and he don't seem like he's hurting for any type of revenue, hey, he's good. He's blessed, man. I mean, he was in a relationship. He was in a relationship very quickly, very short window, and they got married. It might have been that love that's different, dog. But anyway, we trying to see if Teofimo Lopez and freaking Jaron Ennis can marry up a contract, get the fight made official, bring the goddamn minister in to check it over and everything, and get this fight on deck. That's all we want. We want to see top level fighters in the ring. I'm not saying in 2024. I'm just saying in general, period. I hear people on the podcast, these live streams, and they'll say, "Oh, we expect this in 2024, and this is gonna happen." You don't know shit. because we haven't received, nobody know where the list is at. The Spence and Crawford fight fell out because of it. What did Crawford do right after I released that information? He came out with that tweet. He came out with the tweet, man. He says over. Didn't nobody else get on here and talk about it's over? I know Blue was over there, saying some bullshit, talking about Crawford, pulls away from. That's not true. That's not true at all. And I'm not gonna go into detail about that shit, because when you do a live stream talking about new evidence or a new info on Gervonta Davis arrest, and you busy up here talking about Calvin Davis, all I'm saying, psychological examination. That's all. I'm not going to sell myself out to put out fake information like that. And I'm pretty sure people in my chat will hold me accountable for it. I want to transition to the Al Haymon situation. So I heard on another channel, I heard Barbershop talking about, BF, and he was highlighting a live stream he did about holding Al Haymon accountable, right? And I'm saying to myself, it's been plenty of us that's been holding him accountable. It wasn't nothing special about what he did. They was the one that was wrangling this PBC, shit when Deontay Wilder was there. And when Deontay Wilder came out to him, I want my money on time, and he's doing big things now. Now, when everything's clear, when it doesn't affect Deontay no more, now they want to goddamn get the confidence to speak on Al Haymon. No, it was people like myself and many others, Shot News, there was plenty of people talking about, but no, they had a vested interest. Wilder was still with the people. They didn't want to mess that up. They wanted to be able to come to the fights and get some freaking walk around time with the champ. I get it. But now that he's not there and he's doing his own thing, they feel it's free game now. And now they have the free space to be comfortable with talking about PBC, because Deontay Wilder's not under that promotional umbrella no more of TGB. So at the end of the day, for Barbershop, it's been plenty of us out here speaking on that. He didn't do nothing special. He just finally got up enough courage to talk about what was being already displayed out here with several channels. Several channels was talking about, even Rick Glaser. Rick Glaser put it out there about the money that was squandered. The how fighters was overpaid. I still remember that fateful evening when he went in there and just obliterated one of the content creators who was up here bragging about how PBC was so thorough, and then Showtime leave PBC, and they don't even come back on here and do a formal apology to Rick Glaser, because they definitely owed him that apology, because he was spot on with that shit. He was spot on with it. They just felt that he was an Al Haymon hater, but where's the fight schedule? Now y'all want to talk about it because you have the safeguard that Deontay is not there. I spoke on it when Wilder said it'd be good to get my money on time, which he's right. They still didn't want to speak heavy on PBC. I know Fred did. Y'all castigated the shit out of Fred. And then Fred ended up being right about a lot of shit. I'm not getting into all the other personal shit y'all disagree with. Because listen, I'm going to be honest, as a black man from the South, right? I've dated outside my race plenty of times. Plenty of times. Ain't nobody going to tell me who I should date, when I should date them. I don't give a fuck what you think. If I was the one that was over there with Hispanic, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, Australian, Hawaiian, Mexican, Dominican, Puerto Rican, if that was me over there, and my girl had a good job or whatever y'all say, and I have properties, investments and shit, and I'm bragging, riding down the strip, I wouldn't give a damn the criticism that y'all had about me. I am focused on my family, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Back to Al Heyman. Rick Glacier's been on record. Content creators been on record. We sat here and had multiple freaking live stream debates that fighters weren't being taken care of over there, and people was up here just advocating. Oh man, they're the best. They that. You should. It's definitely a plus to overpay the fighters. And Rick is up here saying that's not smart. That's how you go fucking broke. You basically saying it's good to overpay a fighter that's not worth it. And you're claiming to hold down a prominent position in boxing? That's not smart. That's not smart at all. That you're not showing that you're on a level to understand what the entire nomenclature consists of when it comes to business. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the only one. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of other people who agreed with that shit. But yet at the end of the year, Showtime divorced. They went on their separate ways. They said, we're done with this boxer shit. And the baggage that they're taking with them, and irreconcilable differences, is what they experienced with the PBC. Now we in 2024, and the PBC, TGB, have not released a freaking fight schedule yet. But yet people's up here bragging about Amazon Prime. Where is it? I said one championship has been with them already. One FC has already been with them already. But they up here talking about, oh man, Debbie says you hating. I was telling you the truth. Where's the motherfucking schedule, dog? Where's the schedule at? As fight fans, can we get a schedule? Because just because we have criticism of PBC doesn't mean we don't want to see the fighters over there. You have to look at the damage that's been. Take a look at the damage. Assess the damage. I said this the other day. Their top names. Look at the damage of who was supposed to be the face of the PBC. How a guy, listen now. How a guy in Terrence Crawford, who they was criticizing, who they was up here saying that he pissed off Al Heyman, and they was trying to do that man all sorts of dirty, grimy, slimy, dog. They was trying to wash him in the toilet and tell him it was Irish clean. Then why have this brown shit on me? Don't worry about that. That'll dry up when you goddamn walk home. They was trying to tell that man that smell was natural. That shitty smell, that's natural. Don't think too much. They was trying to do that shit. They wanted to have that man fighting for net freaking pay. Right? They were saying the Arrow is the A-side. How many times did we hear that from them jokers? Arrow is the A-side. He's done everything. He's the golden child. He's this. Al Heyman is looking out for Errol Spence. Okay, sure enough, Al Heyman was probably looking out for Errol Spence doing that lead up, that preamble to July 29th. Of course. But after that, Al Heyman definitely felt some type of way going into that fight, being that Errol Spence found out that he was losing an incredible amount of money. That's why he changed up his management team. That's why after the fight happened, he went in there and got drubbed. You seen Terrence Crawford on stage with Sam Watson. Imagine that. One of their premier faces in Errol Spence have been demoted. Demoted. Right? Then you have Mr. Sock her in the eye and see if she's a regular woman. Jermell Charlo, Mr. I want to run around and be a professional boxer / track and field expert. Put me in the 100, 200. He went in there and got the biggest fight than most can say and did nothing with it. He got Canelo, y'all. He got Canelo. Benavidez haven't even got Canelo. Crawford haven't been able to get Canelo. But the whiner himself was able to get Canelo and come in there dressed like he been in the goddamn mountains and shit. With the only black monk group known to society. He looked like he goddamn came back from the Illumi. I don't want to say the whole name because I don't want to push him. Looked like he was in the Illumi. Came in there with an all black robe with sparkles on, looking crazy. Went in there and did absolutely nothing. That's another name. Marcelo, he went through his shit. But at least he looked solid in there against Jose Benavidez. But one Charlo without the other, the spark isn't the way it's supposed to be. Who else is over there? Who else is over there that's supposed to be doing big things? Frankie? See, what fucked Frank up is that Frank decided to basically avoid the channels that consisted of the Y chromosome. You know what I'm saying? Frankie wanted to go over there and just hang out with them. And they wasn't going to ask them the hard questions. So they was just going to listen to him come up with some shit as to why he didn't take the fight with Shakur Stevenson because he needed a little bit of And every time he said they was more focused on the if he would have came over here to one of these channels, they would have said, hey, straight up there, Frank Martin. I mean, looking at your resume right now, you know, you look good against Michelle Rivera. And we ain't gonna bring up Jackson Mariñez, you know, because that is what it is. But Michelle Rivera, they was raising him up just like they doing you. Okay, cool. But we got to talk about you stepping in there to fight for a world title. Not any world title, WBC with Shakur Stevenson. That's a big fight. What happened? You know, explain to us in depth what happened. He will explain, and then they will ask, okay, so being that you don't have anything else lined up, don't you think even if you would have went in there and fought Shakur, and let's just say you didn't win, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say you took your first loss. Don't you think with Devin Haney potentially leaving the division, it could have set you up to get right back in title contention with the vacated belts? Because as we speak right now, there's two sanctioning bodies. I know the IBF is they about to get scooped up. The IBF about to get scooped up, but I'm just saying, like the belts was there. No one knows what Frankie has going on. He's with Man Down Promotions. He's the biggest name with Man Down Promotions. But no one knows anything. The last fight he was on, he wasn't listening to Diddy James. Diddy was trying to get him to come to the, anyway. Diddy was trying to get him to come to his senses in the ring, man. Where's Frankie at? Frankie said he had a fight lined up at the end of the year while he was over there at the social media slumber party. Where are these guys disappearing? Where is everybody at? Are they gonna be on the shelf? I just seen on TBV a fighter that has been inactive because he was supposed to fight on the undercard. It didn't happen, and they haven't gave him any indication of when he's gonna be in the ring again. Any indication. I bet that's frustrating, boy. God damn. But you know who I blame? I blame the Spence fans. I blame them for everything that went wrong with the PBC. Because Spence was their top name over there, their top dog. I blame them for not having a leader that was able to get them on the same sheet of music, organize them, you know what I'm saying? Speak to them in a way that they respected what you were saying. Get them to focus on tasks that are priority to whatever that was going on with them in a positive light. All they was doing is just talking about the same bullshit all the time. They act like they was in support of Al Heyman, but only thing they was talking about was Crawford. At the end of the day, if all the pro PBC channels was talking about Crawford, It's almost like Crawford had more power than goddamn Al Hammond did. I'm talking about when it comes to social media. Because all they were doing was just talk about Bud all the time. It's almost like they didn't give a fuck about what was going on and what the rumors was. And they were so ignorant to sit up here and ignore everything Rick Glaser was talking about. He was telling you the shit is going down. It was telling you that the volcano had erupted. He was trying to tell you there was a mudslide, an active mudslide en route. And they didn't want to goddamn take the opportunity to treat that man like he knew what the hell his 32 plus years, 33 plus years, what have you, in the game. You know what I'm saying? They busy up here talking about him putting numbers out there and everything that has to do with PBC. He's exaggerating. Oh, God. What do we have here? We haven't heard anything from Amazon Prime. Amazon is still actively on time. Packages are being delivered. But the only thing that I called them up about, I said, is there any way that you can make an extra delivery? I will pay any type of stipend that I need, shipping or whatever. But once that damn fight schedule for the PBC is shipped out, is there any way you can send me a package over here so I can talk to my listeners about it? Yeah, send me a package. I don't care what the shipping is. I want it FedEx, same day, whatever the case may be. If you send that damn schedule out, could you please send it over here, please? Yeah, send it to the A. I would truly, truly appreciate it. Just send it to the A, baby. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it costs, I'll do it. I want to look through it. You know what I'm saying? Be able to, check out some of the fights, and tell my listeners that my sources have came through for me once again. I just remember Floyd and TMT in 2022 didn't have no women making any money from them to now Floyd and Heyman 1,000,000 times. But what they didn't know, they were ostracizing us because I was both Crawford and Spence fan at once. That's not, hey, we have to stay away for the future because there's a lot of people that was on this side, this side, that. Oh my God, man. It was like hopscotch, man. It was like hopscotch, man, for real talk. It was like being on a pogo stick. These motherfuckers just hopping around and shit, man. But they decided to settle down once they knew, okay, the fight is finally here. Now we really got to tighten up. Now we got to get nasty with it. Hey, they spend too much time talking that shit about Crawford, man. One of the worst. When I tell y'all, one of the worst fan bases that you would ever meet. Because they talk about, they try to give all these names, like they get mad with the aerosexual and shit, right? Spencerholics and shit like that. The Queens of Spence. But see, when Crawford supporters was on here talking, they was talking about him and what he was going to do to Spence. Y'all get on here, y'all talking about Crawford. Y'all put him in his title just to try to benefit from the algorithm. Y'all was really acting like peasants, for real, because y'all was really going to sell Errol Spence short by talking about his opponent. So all the negative shit y'all was talking just to get a reaction out of Bud, he pretty much took it out on Spence. And you know who I finger point? Right at the goddamn Spence fan base. All these content creators that was out here not giving a damn about Spence, talking shit about Crawford, all that. What happened when he got beat? Now they want to embarrass themselves even more, talking about it was damn PEDs, loaded gloves. You know what I'm saying? Weight drain. It's embarrassment in its totality, y'all. It was the worst display, like in its totality, y'all, in every bit of it. It was the worst embarrassment from a fan base ever in the sport of boxing. All of these people was up here talking about what Crawford didn't do and what he shouldn't do and running a smear campaign on that man after the fight. The worst. The absolute complete worst. The absolute worst. They should hand out some awards for that. Hey, when y'all see these strays in here, don't time them out now. Don't time them out. When Spence flipped out the Ferrari Air1 and LDBC prayed at that time, it was the last day of unity at WCS. I remember everything. Hey, I don't have no problem with them praying for the brother, because I never want him not to come home to his kids. Real talk. It's vets that don't come home to their family ever anymore. Next time they come home, they in a box. I never would say I didn't want Spence to come home to his kids or family. No, this is straight up boxing. If they prayed for the man, cool. But that has nothing to do with the separation of what was priority. Your priority should have been talking up Spence, saying all these good things about Spence. But y'all more so relegated on Crawford's resume. How it's not even relevant to this fight. Y'all saying for years and years that you wanted to see these fighters fight, but yet you was making it seem like Crawford wasn't even qualified to fight Spence. You was saying everything on his resume was trash. You was acting like this man didn't have no fights on there that you could respect and give him credit for. And look what happened. He took every bit of what he sponged up. I know it was some nights that he was probably sitting up there working out, and the bag that he was punching on started goddamn trying to negotiate with goddamn Crawford. He said, Crawford, hey, you've been punching the shit out of me for a while, bro. I just want us to come to just let us agree on something, man. Let's try to work something out. Man, I had enough for the day. Crawford just kept on digging. And heavy bag up there. Hey, Crawford. Man, come on, man. You can't get Red Spikes to do some mid work, dog. God damn, dog. I got a family too. You saw them other heavy bags? That's my fam. That's my fam. That's my peoples. How you expect me to hang around in the gym, man? You about to goddamn put me in life support. I'm telling you, bro. He was goddamn up them long nights hearing all this bullshit. Crawford was up there holding down the shift key. All his motherfucking shit was in caps. Pop, 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 pop. No lowercase anything, all caps, nigga. You're gonna read this message. On the 29th, you're going to see this message loud and clear. Pretty much what he said they was going to pay. Hey, Tarver. Tarver say Bud got to see Boots. He already seen him, and he responded to him. Can you please just be a little bit more thorough? I mean, you're in the hottest, you're sitting up here mongering in the company of the hottest chat in the MFing game. And you're up here saying what he got to do. How he got to do anything when you're over here because the topic is interesting. The topic is interesting to you. I just didn't put Bud Crawford's name in the topic. Just to talk about other people. I'm trying to to ask myself, why are they so apprehensive about going ahead and fighting this warrior? You know what I'm saying? This boxing legend. What has Boots done up to this point? What says his paperwork that he is relevant enough to earn a fight with Bud Crawford? We got to take Boots Ennis through the same gauntlet that they was trying to run damn Crawford through. Crawford was already undisputed at 140, and they say the man ain't did shit to fight Spence. He ain't did shit, bro. And you say he need to see Boots. He see him already. Listen, something you need to know, brother. He gonna make that fight easier than freaking Spence. I'm telling you, all that playing around in there, all that playing around. Come on, bro. Look, this is not one of those deals where he's desperate. You know, Crawford's place right now in boxing, he's not desperate. Why? What is this language that you use in that? Oh, he don't have anything else to do. We just received information that he glad it's over. Nobody was talking about any of that. So what you need to do, you need to go back and tell Boots to do another interview with YSM. And when Jamil asked him, what would be the ideal fight right now, being that, Crawford has said, I'm glad the fight is over and done with, and I wish you nothing but the best, bro. What's the ideal fight for you, Boots? It's just like I said last time, Jamil. Barrios. Let's see, who did I say second? Barrios. Stanthionis. Let me see, Stanthionis 2 times. And then on the 5th one, that other guy. Can you be a little bit more specific? I really don't want to put his name out there because I know he's not going to fight me and none of that. And just the other guy. I think they call him Bud. Oh. So you got him in 5th right now. Yeah. You know you said those other 2 guys' name twice, right? Yeah, I do. But he keeps falling further and further down because I just got the belt, man. I'm gonna be honest. I just got the belt. I want to keep the belt for a long time. Oh man, it's just too tough for me to go back in there, and he's gonna be mad at me. I saw what he did to Spence from all that shit his fans was talking. Spence fans was talking about him. Imagine what he's gonna do to me for goddamn conspiring to submit paperwork and have my belt shipped to me via you have mail. Ding. You have mail. Ding. Go back over there. Go back over there, bro. I'm speaking to the primary, supporters now. You don't get that but once. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get too much of my attention. Boots gotta at least find the guerrilla defense fight of the email belt he just received. Really, I see that as Crawford's belt. And no, it's a difference that, I heard, T.O. get Josh Taylor's props, and also he was saying that nobody beat Josh Taylor. And, he was trying to build himself up as being the first guy to be undisputed in 2 weight divisions. But come on, you don't have possession of. Josh Taylor did not. He wasn't defeated. You know what I'm saying? He did vacate. But what we do know, that no one submitted paperwork for them titles to be just delivered via Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? Boots was delivered via Amazon Prime. And that, sir, is unacceptable when you have 31 victories and you all submit a dead end request to say, yeah, he's locked in with Spence, but you need to start negotiations with Ennis. Oh, it can't happen? Okay, they stripped. Oh, it was fucked up, bro. It was fucked up. Avanesian was free and wanted glory, so Crawford obliged since PBC was dragging along. It's called staying busy. Tarver Union believe we as fans fear Boots. He's a good little fighter, no doubt. No one said Boots wasn't a good fighter. But, both words start with a G. Good and great both start with a G. But absolutely separates themselves when you explain the definition of the word. Good and great is levels in between that. And right now, Boots is considered a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? T.O. has done some great things in his boxing career, in such a short window. He has, bro. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Nobody can take that away from T.O., man. Because I was only, me and probably one other person, 2 other people on here, one, was going for T.O. against Lomachenko. And I won good money off that fight. Bro. They was going for Lomachenko. They didn't like Teofimo Lopez because he wasn't giving Devin Haney the time of day. So they was hoping Look, they was hoping Teofimo lose to freaking Lomachenko so Devin Haney can finally get his shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying how I've been around here. I've been around this YouTube shit since yesterday. I have. I've been around here since yesterday now. Boots got them hush puppy shoes. He just Clout. I don't know what the SA with the abbreviations. You know, sometimes that shit slip past me. I don't know all the slanglish. You know what I'm saying? I don't know all the slanglish acronyms. I went for Teofimo Lopez also. Okay. That's what's up. There's a lot of people that didn't, though. They was going for Lomachenko because they despised of Teofimo. Despised. Fight him, he would show he's great. Listen. Him fighting Crawford, are you saying that Teofimo, I ask y'all, I ask them all the time, do you think Teofimo Lopez is great? Because he beat Lomachenko, who they considered great. You know what I'm saying? He was a 3-division champion. Was it anybody on Lomachenko's resume that we can consider great? Like, who was on his resume? Luke Campbell? Who's on his resume? Jorge Linares? That you consider great? See, that's what you have to think about. They considered Lomachenko great enough when he lost against Teofimo, they still kept him on the pound-for-pound list. So, with the aerosexual fanatics, you're trying to say in a fantasy world, more so virtual, if Boots was to beat Crawford, he would now be deemed great. How is that? You're going to give the Deontay Wilder effect? We're going to go with the Deontay Wilder effect, huh? You're not going to give him any credit until somebody else that you like beat him. And then they get all the credit as if that person was actually great, but you never wanted to accredit them as such. Is that what we're doing? You want the Wilder effect to happen? You don't want to praise them and give them their flowers when they actually, got the title. And then when they lose the title, now all of a sudden you want to praise the person who took it? That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Don't you do that. That is not fair. Don't you treat that man like that. Don't you do that. Don't try to say Ennis is great from a virtual Crawford win, and you saying, oh, all of a sudden, nobody over at that gym gave Crawford any credit for his resume. You got to think about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they always talking, and not listening. They just want to talk and not listening. If that whole entire gym damn near gives Crawford no credit, every big name from Sean Porter, Kell Brooks, Sean Porter, they shitted on Avanesian. They call him every freaking other name, alternative damn alias they possibly could. And then went in there and beat Spence, and he still haven't fought nobody. And they'll say, okay, Spence was the biggest name on his resume, but they put the but in there. But he was weight drained, but he wasn't himself. Okay, so if you want Ennis to go in there and beat this man, and this is Tarver the messenger, send this back to them. If you're saying Crawford ain't did shit in his career, but yet you say Boots would be great when he beats Crawford, how does that fucking work again? Can you explain to me, how do you complete the formula? We're talking about deductive reasoning. How do you gather evidence for the Wilder effect when you should be saying, okay, he's great at what he was doing, and then when he lost his belt, that person get proper recognition? No. Y'all refuse to give Crawford recognition. So therefore, how do you give boost recognition for a fighter that you said that wasn't shit? How does that work? I need to know. I need answers, bro. I need answers, man. Don't dip out now. I need answers. Help me understand how that works. How do you shit on a fighter and say they have no skills, they fought nobody in their career, only to big up your fighter that you're close to and say they're the next in line, they're the next in line? Just like I said about Teo. If you saying his fighters, his opponents have all been handicapped, then why are you calling out his name? If he's not the best in boxing right now, why are you calling out his name? That's my question. You can't have it both ways. You can't have this ambiguous type of mindset and act like I'm not going to question it. How can you sit up here and reduce a fighter's credibility based off a poor resume? A poor resume, even though he went in there and made one of the biggest fights look as simple as it could be. But yet you're saying if Boots fight him, he will be considered great. I'm going to be honest with you. That shit don't make any sense to everybody. It don't make any sense to anybody. Just like I always put out there for Wilder. Wilder can defend his title several times over. And they say he won shit. But it's funny how Tyson Fury got put on the magazine for defeating him in a rematch. How does that work? You said he wasn't shit. So how does Tyson Fury get credit? How is Teofimo calling out Crawford and saying his resume is all handicap and shit, but he's trying to fight him? He said, "Oh, I want to fight the best." How can Crawford be the best and you just said his resume they was all handicap? We're back to square one when we was leading up to the Spence situation. You said everybody that he fought is nobodies. He ain't fought nobody. Kell Brook, I was still fucked up. He was weight drained. Then Sean Porter, his daddy, said he wasn't good in training and all that, but they still showed up for a $4+ million payday. Mike Tyson said it best. Stop. Come on, man. You're embarrassing yourself. He fought the fight. He lost. He lost fair. Come on. Sean Porter lost. You're embarrassing yourself, man. Come on, let me give you this care package, and you get home and get behind the tent and want to smoke one, man. Relax. If you need any other strands, I'll put you on my payment plan, okay? Stop saying that. Come on, we all remember the dramatization. This man tried to check a freaking OG in the game, bro. Talking about Sean Porter daddy. So you got Errol Spence up here trying to further diminish, all the way during the press tour, diminish Crawford's freaking top names on his resume. And then you have him getting tweets and talking about, that ass whooping I got was long overdue. God damn it. I was like, when they gonna get her done? That ass whooping was long overdue. I admit he goddamn beat my ass. God damn it. I sit there kicking my spurs around on my ranch and I say, shit. I wish I can goddamn run it back, but goddamn it, I ain't taking that chance again. I want to be able to walk around and feed my chickens, my cows, and my roosters. Tarver left the building. MD said, Avanesian didn't do shit to get the fight. BLK offered Bud a bag to fight him. Simple as that. And MD, he was the EBU champion, bro. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? He was the EBU champion at the time. He was scheduled to have a fight. At one point in time, I got this, even the screenshots, man. They both had a fight scheduled. And I was like, how are you going to fight this month in November and fight Bud in December? Then they finally removed that fight in November, and the fight was made. You know, say what you want about Avanesian. He was a ranked opponent. Just like Crawford has been ranked atop. You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound. He's been ranked the top in the rankings. You can't take that away. But when you shit on him continuously and you say he ain't fought nobody and you give very little value to his opposition. I'm talking about all ALL, like you give minimal value, no appraising value to get the interest. Nobody's bidding on it. Can I get a 1.5, 1.2, $1.2? Can I get $2, $2, 2, 3, 2 to 4? Come on. Can I get 2.5, 250, 2,050 cents? I mean, y'all up there at the auction, y'all just saying, I ain't bidding on that shit. That nigga ain't did shit, man. Please. Y'all ain't giving the man no value, but you trying to say, Boots beat him? He's great? How does that shit work? If that ain't some goddamn cowardice ass shit, some hypocrisy at its best. You want to shit on somebody and then hope your favorite fighter beat him so you can big him up? Sir, we already been through that. In my Cat Williams voice, no, we don't want to see that again. You said he was going to do this, that, and the other, and goddamn it, we only seen one transformation, that when it was all said and done, he didn't look like a brother. He looked like Elroy III, and yes, he did. He looked different. We have all the pictures to let you know that. If you want a reminder, let me go over here to the stash, and I will once again show you how that all played out. Am I clear? Okay. Stop playing. Stop freaking playing. Damn, dog. Damn, man, did they forget? MD, did they forget? Why are they bringing up David Avenesian? Why? That was in 22, shawty. That was the month of Christmas. X-Mays. You know, I think that was the best. I think that was the best way to save Christmas that year. You know, we wasn't that far off the pandemic. So it was still people getting their health together, you know, from 2020. And then when it came to boxing, it was still recovering. But I'm kind of glad Bud walked away and went to BOK Prime, because it basically allowed them to go through the holiday season, you know, outside of a state of anxiety. You know what I'm saying? They was really down and out, man. They was like, oh my God, I really thought this shit was gonna be over and done with. Ugh. Now we gotta go through freaking the New Year's into shit, man. And then finally, you know, hearing the news and everything and seeing it play out. Oh my God. And they think they want to see a sequel? Y'all think y'all want to see us? Oh my God, stop it. Y'all are something else. You don't want to see that sequel. You don't want to see that sequel. Stop. Stop disrespecting the Holy Spirit like that. He created y'all to be better than that. Stop disrespecting the Holy Spirit now. Y'all really want to see a sequel? Y'all are making the Holy Spirit work full time, man, for no reason. The prayers that he has to listen to, all the whimpering, that's too much. Please, Father God. Father God, please. If it's a rematch, Father God, I ask upon you to bless all the aerosexuals so they can get what they was dreaming about. Father God, we ask that you cast out that devil in Omaha. Cast him out. Please let him get injured. Oh, Father God, I know I'm not asking you to go against and commit sins, but I just ask for redemption, Father God. I'm hurt. Me and my people are hurt. We down bad, Father God. We down. Man, they was praying. They was praying like no other, y'all. They was out walking, and people was driving by, and they say, damn, they up there just talking, and ain't nobody there. But what they was doing, in their minds, they was talking to the burning bush. They was up there talking to the burning bush. Goddamn Crawford, damn you. He beat the sanity out of them, dog. Oh my God! Hey, a shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. I know we're fresh into the new year, and I really don't want to start antagonizing them, but all this boots ducking, stop it. Tio, all this, Clout Ranger stuff that's going on. No, stop. If y'all really want to make that fight happen, make it happen. Don't sit up here and continue to clout chase his name, being Clout Rangers and galloping around here. Come on, I want to fight the best. Well, guess what? If you want to fight the best, stop saying stop reducing his freaking resume to less. Give him the full credit he deserved. And then maybe when you call him out, people say, okay. He coming to his senses now. But you can't say all his opponents was handicapped, but I want to fight him. You can't turn around and say, I want to fight the best. How can he be the best if you saying his resume is less than what it should be? Come on, it makes no sense, man. But shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. A-Side official. Appreciate y'all. Salute. And once again, Marlon King Boxing, thanks for the donation, brother. I'm out. Peace.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.